I'm Phil Hellmuth Jr., and in this lesson I'm going to provide you with some information that will help you determine when your best play may be to open shove your stack into the middle before the flop. We're talking about moving all in with a medium-sized stack. For a player with anything less than a very short stack, the concept of open shoving before the flop can be somewhat scary. But scary or not, there are times when this is the best play you can make based on the size of your stack and the strength of your hand. For example, let's say you're in the small blind and the action is folded around to you. You're holding Queen 10 of spades and have about 20 big blinds in your stack. So, let's just say you have 10,000 in chips, the blinds are 250 and 500. You could just call here from the small blind, but if the big blind raises, you're most likely going to have to fold your hand and leave yourself with even fewer chips for the rest of the orbit. Conversely, you can make a standard 3x raise and hope to steal the big blind. However, if you have an aggressive opponent, chances are this move won't work, as the big blind has position and will most likely call to see a flop or re-raise and force you to fold your hand. If you miss the flop, you'll be left with two unappealing choices. First, bluff with a short stack. Second, lay your hand down to a bet by the big blind. In either case, you're again left with a very short stack for the rest of the orbit. With this in mind, they've mathematically proven, which is crazy, but I believe the math, your best bet is to move all in and try to end the hand before the flop. As we discussed earlier in this module, this move puts maximum pressure on your opponent and keeps you from having to make a tough decision after the flop. Remember though, just because it may be mathematically correct to open shove, your opponent's style, of course, could dictate that you take a different line of play here. If your opponent isn't very tricky and your stack is 20 big blinds or more, you may be better off making a standard 3x raise and playing your hand out after the flop, if necessary. Review the chart on our website for more guidance on how to determine when you should open shove your stack. And by the way, I hate putting 20 big blinds in that spot, but if you have a super aggressive opponent, the math shows either way, it's the best move.